Well, I'm sitting here amongst bags of cement, and I have to show you my new fence, my new gate. But that's another show in itself, to show you the imperfections done on this gate. I am not going to be in front of the camera anymore. Actually, any future videos are going to be documentary style and just me narrating. But this one I had to put on. On March 10th, I think it was, the Riff Raff radio show, WTF number 2, did a special show to basically put down a disabled person, Kevin. Kevin couldn't really speak very well for himself. He did wind up coming on, but you know, he didn't have a chance, and people warned him about coming on the channel, knowing it was going to be a hate fest, which is the topic of my show here. First of all, no, I have 4 nuts. I have an undeveloped congenital twin. Not 1 nut. I have 4. And yeah, my 66-year-old brother is my is actually my biological son. It's just when you thought you heard it all. Okay. Anyway, moving beyond that. This show was the biggest display of buffoonery, hatred, harassment, bullying, immatureness. I've never seen anything like this. You know how I used to say on my shows that social media is the indicator of our society? If I've ever seen a show, but I've been on, what, I don't know, a couple of years I've been dabbling with this YouTube stuff. I have never seen such a display in my life other than seeing this show. Yeah, I believed everything I heard, meaning, was it disbelieving for me to hear all the nonsense that was being tossed around, people being put down because they're on a disability, which is discrimination. Every definition of insult and injury was utilized on this show. And the people who run this show are the very people who are dysfunctional by themselves. So you've got a group of dysfunctional people trying to tell other people that they're dysfunctional. And that's kind of an oxymoron or something. There's a lot more words than that I think would describe. It would take an hour for me to go through this. This was a disgusting display that really showed the underlying character of all the individuals that played part in this. It was disgusting. You know, Dave can't afford to talk. He molested his niece. He's a loser. He was in the service. We don't know what he did. We know he's on disability. He says he's not. We've got Renzero and his girlfriend. We know she's pimping her out. You know, I don't care. I'll run into him and he could do whatever he wants in the street with me. I don't give a shit. I'm game. I don't give a fuck. I'm at this point where I just don't give a fuck anymore. You know, bring it on, whatever. But my involvement to this actually stops here. This is the broadcast I'm making, which will be the epitome of all my broadcasts. And it's going to be just in this one show. That's it. I'm not going to address any other issues. Not going to get involved. I mean, the chismis. I mean, in the Philippines, it's very well known for their drama TV shows. I've seen a few of these things. This group of misfits don't even compare. I mean, the dramas on TV don't even compare to these misfits who put on this show. They form this so-called idiot alliance with these losers in life who molest people, and yet they're talking about, yeah, this guy's a lowlife because he molested somebody, when that person himself molested his own niece. It goes further than that. They go into people's background and personal lives. They try to interfere with people's jobs. You know, if this was America, you would not get away with this shit. It doesn't mean you get away with it here in the Philippines. You know, there are, believe me, there is things that could happen in the Philippines that turn against you. That's probably why Dave's leaving. The Muslims are against him. He's got a legal case with his niece's family suing him. Aloe, who's a total sociopath, by the way, comes on there. Oh, I don't think that, well, I think we should attack this guy. Oh, he's so proud to have this show. So we got the show, put people in their place. fucking sociopath motherfucker, man. This is laughing. It's coming from my gut. It's not forced laughing, man. I mean, this is a comedy in itself, but yet it has a denominator of seriousness to it, because these people are really fucking with their own channels. They're fucking with the legalities in their life. And the cowardness of this. Most of these people are hiding behind fictitious names and avatars. And it's a circus show. It's a freak show, man. And in parts, you got to love it in some ways, because you're sitting down, take out the popcorn, and just listen to the freak show. It's free entertainment, man, at its best. But what these people are talking about, is there any validity? See, that's the problem. If there was some validity on a higher level, what they're talking about, I'd say, cool, you know. They do talk about some valid things. Yes, I do agree, and it's my opinion, and you know, I've taken my lumps on here, so I'm going to give them out. Yeah, Renziero and his girlfriend, is pretty obvious what they're doing. This is a guy that doesn't want to work a job. He wants a free ride in life. So he's utilizing his girlfriend. It's obvious. I mean, I'm just not making this up. She comes on the channel, and she's basically asking people to send her chocolates and shirts. She's got a computer and camera and God knows what else, amount of money. And, you know, Fred Beltran, or Beltran, whoever his fucking name is, who claims he has a Mexican background, who was born and raised in Delaware, is still telling people he was born in Texas, yet he was saying he's living in California, he was from there. He can't make up his mind. This is the nonsense we have to go through. Now, I do feel one thing, that people who are contributing to Renziero's show should stop. Should end it right there. He's a bust. He was a bust for when he made that video on me, the interview, and he lied. He was a bust when he lied about his name, and then later on came back and said to everyone, "Oh, I never said I wasn't Fred Beltran. You know, you just never asked me." You know, and he lost a lot of respect with that. I'm sorry, this is a gut laugh here. This is not a forced laugh. You know, I've been sitting back, and I admit I've been watching some of this shit reluctantly. My girlfriend's telling me. She started laughing too, but we both agreed that, you know, enough is enough, man. You know, it's like, okay, we had our fun. You know, if I'm going to make videos, it'll be just topical, but I'm giving my chances opportunity to put this one video out and just talk about this. I promise this is my last where I'm going to be on camera or anything like that. Nothing about my personal life. There's so many misnomers. There's so much misinformation out there. Everything from Nika. I said, now it graduated from me harassing her to trying to rape her. And then it went to I had one nut, but actually I corrected that. I have 4 nuts. My unborn congenital twin doubled the pleasure for me and gave me 4 nuts. And yes, my brother who is 66 years old is my son. That's true. He is. I've never had a better laugh, I think, in my several years that I've been on YouTube. But I will tell you, not only do I find it humorous, but I find the freak show to be absolutely entertaining. But I see all the chances people are taking. If they ever do come to the Philippines, which most of them are armchair wannabes, I hate to see if they ever meet up with each other, man. It would be the biggest bang fest you've ever seen in your life, man. Drive-by motorcycles with hooded drivers and bam, 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 shooting down these assholes. This is a circus. It's a freak show. You know, but, you know, now Kevin, I feel sorry for him. He does have a disability. It doesn't matter how he got a bolo knife in his head. You know, you don't sit there and out of fun and jest do a show and make fun of somebody with a disability. Half the vloggers on there that are making fun of people are all on some kind of government dole or on some kind of disability, but they dish it out to everybody and they say, yeah, you know, you should be working. Well, maybe they can't work. You don't know their situation. Kevin was overwhelmed on there, you know. No, Kevin's not my favorite person. Yeah, he is trying to scam people. know what a scammer really is. I've never been a scammer, and I never, even that fund I have, ever scammed anybody out of any money. I think most people who know me and understand me, they know this is just a bunch of chismis, a bunch of wording to make a show and to get the AdSense up. And as I said, the denominator of all of this, with everyone, they're all on AdSense, man. They're all on AdSense, and they're trying to get the views and clicks. That's what it's all about. But the levels they go through and desperation to get this AdSense dollars, hey, what if AdSense stopped? What would these people do, man? They'd have to leave the Philippines, or their dreams of coming to the Philippines would be gone, and they'd have nothing to talk about. Oh, man. All I know is I had to have my last say on this. It's just too fucking funny. What have I been accused of? God, I can't go through the list. What I've been accused of. The fact is, I came on YouTube to do a series of videos about my life in the Philippines. It started out as my experiences on the dating sites, and of course it turned into something else with the trolls, and last thing I heard of was hanging around the streets of Mango, begging for money on YouTube to finance my trips and all that. What you people don't realize, I've been funding you people for a long time. You haven't figured it out. The tree thing was totally set up. Figured somebody was going to figure it out. Or the footage I had in my backyard, somebody was about to see it. I could go on and on about some of the things I've done purposely on there, and everybody just, it fell into my hands. But, you know, I'm kind of a jokester myself, and I do things a little more silently than people do, than verbally. Believe it or not, you seem to think I'm very verbal on my vlogs, but with the things I've done silently, most people don't know about, and they never really will. But anyway, that's my say on here. And, you know, these people are just going to get their channels constantly taken off, taken off, taken off, taken off. And it's fun to see how they got to regroup themselves again and come up with another name on the channel. They wind up losing their AdSense and their subs, and it's back and forth. It's like a futile effort to just keep the hate going. But I've never, you know, as I said this before, man, I wish I knew a psychology student that was looking for a thesis, because I would guide them to come on these channels. They would have all the material that they want. They would just ace their thesis. Absolutely. It's run by misfits, retards, people with no lives, people that are even married, that spend all their time doing this kind of shit on YouTube and don't even pay attention to their children and wives. You got idiots, total idiots like Says Style, who I'm so glad Lynn left him. I mean, this was bound to happen. I knew it was happening. She figured what a jerk off he was, what an idiot, what a sex maniac he was. Cheated on her, embarrassed her. All the videos in the past, he made her walk behind him. The guy's a douchebag. He knows it. He's a loser. All of these people that have the nerve to talk about and the gall to talk about everybody else are indeed losers who are trying to fight back at the characterization that they were born with, or they acquired, or they attained during their youth or adult lifetime. So they lash out and they make these channels, and they try to get people to join up with this train of thought, let's call it that. In other words, they try to recruit a bunch of other losers that could think the same way they do, and they create a channel to attack people. What would they do without YouTube? What would they do in real life? You think they'd really approach somebody on the streets and tell them what they thought? They were keyboard warriors. That's all they are. Keyboard warriors, who eventually are going to meet up with the very people, accidentally, on purpose, or whatever it might be. And what would happen if they met face to face? That would be an interesting show in itself, wouldn't it? Anyway, that's my say. I don't know if I should thank people, or I don't know, for the entertainment value, but I've never seen such a sick bunch of degenerates in my life. The biggest hypocrisy happens on these YouTube channels. It's like the pot calling the kettle black. I could go on and on. One misfit calling another misfit a misfit. People hiding behind phony avatars and names, which simply means they're cowards. Sorry, I got to end it right here because I think I said everything I need to say. Hey, keep on keeping on, folks, is all I can say. Kill each other, destroy each other. I don't care. But, you know, when you go into people's private lives, there's payback on that, believe me. You may not realize it now, maybe not tonight, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually karma does catch up. That's all I'm going to say. Take care. And while I have any time left on here, I'm going to show some folks my gate. This is a whole nother subject. I want you to look at the concrete down here that they did. It's all cracking within a few days. I want you to look at the angle of how they secured this gate to the post. Hold it in with cement, being held up with a rock. Anyway, this is just a point I'm making, that if you're trying to find workers in the Philippines that know what the fuck they're doing, you're going to have a hard time. So, a little advice in the future: you want to get something done, you're going to have to find the right people to get it done, because it's just not going to get done. Anyway, that's my show.